Hi, this video is about how to conduct more productive Google searches when you're trying to find articles for a research paper. So when you're out there on Google, it's important to be careful of what you find because not everything is going to be reliable. I'm going to show you a few tips in this video to make the sources that you find a little bit more reliable. So the first is to type in your regular search terms. For me, it's going to be conspiracy theory Pizzagate because that's my topic. And then follow that with cite::edu, and that's just going to pull up a bunch of sites that were created by colleges and universities. You might want to pause this video and try this for yourself. If you might feel a little bit more interested in what I'm talking about if you kind of go along and try these as I present them. So when I typed in cite::edu for myself, I got a bunch of stuff from schools, but I want to just point out two things that you might run into. First is that this is a blog, so not everything that you're going to find is going to be super useful for you. You might find that the college that you're looking at has put out student projects, undergraduate projects, or blogs, neither of which you'd want to use in your paper. But you can also find that there's other different sorts of sources that they'll put out. And this is a press release. The reason I can tell that is because it says newsroom.ucla.edu. So a lot of what you're going to get from colleges is press releases. Press releases are ways that colleges promote themselves. They'll put out an announcement to different newspapers and news outlets to try to get the word out about things that they're doing. So this is what that link brought me to. And this looks pretty useful. So how conspiracy theories emerge and how their storylines fall apart. And we see that UCLA research uses artificial intelligence to analyze differences between a true story and a completely fabricated one. This looks very interesting. And the press release is going to explain the research in plain English. So that might be the most useful thing for me, is helping me to understand the research in plain English. Even better would be clicking on the study, the link to the study, which a lot of times these press releases will give you, and working from the study itself. So that's what this is right here. It's going to be a little bit more dense to read, but it's also going to give me a lot more detail. So this might also be useful for my paper. So another way to limit your search results is to do cite::gov. It turns out that this wasn't particularly useful for me. What it did was it brought up, this move brings up different sources that are all created by the government. This is from the NIH. It kind of brought me back right to this article, actually, this research. So it didn't really bring me anywhere new, but you might try this with your search terms and see if you can come up with something that is useful. A lot of times these government-produced documents will be reliable. Another thing you can do is click on news after you type in your search terms, and this will give you a bunch of different newspaper and magazine articles. I've got the New York Times and Reuters. These are both great sources. And it also gives you stuff that's very recent. So this is just a month ago and 5 days ago. Another advantage is that it'll be easy to read or easier to read than some of the more academic things like this. So I really recommend trying this out. You'll find all kinds of stuff probably. So the other thing you might want to do is just, you can rearrange how things are presented. Click on tools. You can change sort by relevance to sort by date and come up with different things that way. So the last thing I want to talk about is Google Scholar. Google Scholar is Google's search engine for just academic articles. And so you can access that by just typing Google Scholar into a regular Google search bar, and it'll bring you to this special site. And then type in your search terms, and it'll give you just academic articles, just like this. So you know that they're going to be reliable, chances are they're going to be reliable. Sometimes they'll give you company websites that generate academic stuff, but usually it's going to be reliable. The one big drawback of Google Scholar is it's going to give you stuff that you have to pay for, or it's going to look like you're going to have to pay for. This is one of the articles that when you click on it, it's going to bring you to a page that shows you an abstract but doesn't let you continue reading. And it says, get access. It's put out by this company here. if this should happen to you and it turns out this is the perfect article for you, and you click on get access and it tells you need to pay, don't pay. Your next step should be to get in touch with Wilkins Library. A lot of times they have magic ways of tracking down that information for you, and they'll be happy to help you. So don't pay, get the librarians to help you out. So that's all I have for today, and I look forward to seeing how your searches develop and what you come up with. Thanks.